than 7-Eleven, but we are live. It's the DG Special. On tonight's show, Vanessa Frantowski, Sean Cullen, Steph Tolev, Chris Siddiqui, a video by Garrett Jameson, and now your host, Dan Gallia.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Dan Gallia. This is the DG Special. We are now live on Facebook. Yeah, we switched it up. We were on Instagram last time. Now we're on Facebook Live this time. You got to give everything a nice little try right now. We're all learning how to do this. I watched The Late Show last night or the night before, and I was thinking, you know, this is the first time the DG Special is actually better production value than The Late Show, which is really exciting for me. Josh, how you doing? Can't hear you. This is what I'm talking about, you know?
Hey.
There you go, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm great. This feels like the first time we ever did this, except we're not in the same room. But I'm
actually,
just nervous. It's
like the first time, only I'm more nervous.
That's what I mean, right? And I had less to do this time. The most nerve-wracking part is the announcing at the beginning. I never know when I'm supposed to start, but now we've edited it into the thing, so I can just sit here. So the nerves just built more, apparently.
Right. Well, that's me. I was just waiting for the show to start. And when we were doing it in my living room before, it was still nerve-wracking because you're trying to be funny and do stuff to nobody. You know what I mean? But at least there was like the people on the show in the apartment to laugh in the background a little bit, you know? But now we're all remote and yeah, we're trying this.
I mean, I always enjoyed the laughter from behind the wall. It was always like a nice little thing that only we got. And so now it'll just have to be muffled chuckles.
Yeah. Speaking of muffled chuckles, someone's going to be in the background doing a lot of the tech stuff, actually all of it, thankfully, because when I was on Instagram doing it, I almost exploded. So let's bring Dan Tamizian in and say hello to the behind the scenes man. There he is.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, this is great.
Hey, Dan, I have one tech thing right off the bat. I don't know if this is affecting it, but you're still the host of the show, like okay. Tech-wise.
Yeah.
Just getting one tech thing out of here off the bat. Maybe
both the host.
There we go. You're the host of the show, but I need to be the host of the webcast. You know.
There we go. Is that working?
I think we're good.
Awesome. So yeah, like it's a little different, right, Dan?
Yeah. Usually we're all in your apartment, but now you're in your apartment and I'm in mine. Josh is in his.
So. Are you finding it's going to be like you were practicing Zoom for like the past couple days with me?
Yeah, well, I mean, you did a lot of the work. Like Dan really did a lot of research on Zoom. I think we've all been spending a lot of time on Zoom, and yeah, we've been practicing the last few days, and we're going to try and do a show with everybody in their own apartments, and I'm going to be editing this show, and Dan's kind of the maestro of it all. So we'll see. Yeah, I think it's going to work.
It's already smoother than last week on Instagram Live, just for the record.
Yeah, well, everything would be. Yeah, so what have you guys been doing to just like distract yourself during this time of isolation? Maybe I'll start with you, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching lots of movies, like I think everybody has, but I know that like streaming has been an issue and trying to keep my streaming down, except for like Friends live shows. I'm not watching a lot of Facebook or Netflix or Crave or anything like that. I'm going through my old VHS collection and watching like old classics. So a lot of shows and my most recent watch, which was Baby's Day Out.
Okay. Yeah, this is like
and it's a clamshell tape. This was written by John Hughes. I don't know if you know that, but
Siskel and Ebert, they almost like killed each other over that movie.
Yes, Ebert hated this movie. He clearly had some childhood trauma of like being left alone or something, because he thinks it's like disturbing, and he thinks kids childhood trauma of like being left in his life. They're like the kid's life forever because of like the danger this baby gets in. He hated it, and but I love it. It's great.
I think that's hilarious. someone that's that worried. It's like, I don't know, if a baby sees scaffolding, he might get out on that stuff. If after seeing that movie, you know. Listen, I've been like doing more. I don't drink, like I'm not a drinker per se, but I've been finding that I'm doing more day drinking than I've ever done in my life. Like I'll just be like, why do I feel so weird, you know? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's because I had like 3 glasses of rye and Coke. You know, it's like so strange. And I just don't even like process it. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm wasted at my house all alone right now.
Oh, I'm drinking lots of wine these days.
So like moving on, I just wanted to also mention that Josh up here is going to be on our live stream on Facebook talking to you guys. If you have any questions, if you want to join in at all, Josh is going to be the person that kind of is your middleman, and he'll bring up anything that he thinks is worth bringing up with us here live on the DG special. Also, you'll notice that there's a link to a virtual tip jar. You can buy the show a coffee, and that'll basically help me pay for the streaming service, and I want to split all of the rest of the money with the comics evenly. So any money that you donate will go back into the show, paying comics and doing the streaming, just so you guys know. Should be fun. Yeah, so I gotta turn my phone off. Like you always forget you're on a show because you're just on your computer. And you know, most people don't just watch things and not do anything else anymore. Like you watch a movie, you're kind of answering texts. Josh, what have you been doing in self-isolation to distract yourself?
I'm trying to keep like weird little things every day. So like every day I try to hit the same note. So like I make sure I wake up in the morning, I do a 10-minute yoga hit. I found an app. I don't think it's long enough, but it's long enough for me, you know?
Yeah.
And then I wash the dishes. It's not even that many anymore because I'm doing it so regularly. But look at this morning, I sliced open my finger. And the first thing that I thought when I did that was, after I thought, ow, 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 I thought, I can't go to a hospital and get this stitched up. Like, this isn't the time to have a grievous injury. And then you can't wash your hands with Band-Aids. So I've been, this is every day, 9th Band-Aid that I've had on my finger, which I mean, in a regular time wouldn't even be an issue. But yeah, so Band-Aids, high priority.
Fair enough. Hey, I heard you're doing you're making a podcast?
Yeah, I've had it for a while. It's called Running Up the Downstairs. It's basically about how I don't do things, but everybody I know does cool and amazing stuff. And so I have them on. We have like a hour-long conversation usually about all the cool stuff that they're doing, with the intention that I'll learn something and hopefully other people will. But true to brand, I took about a year break between episode 5 and 6. So 6 is hopefully coming out by the end of the weekend, and 7 getting edited up. And they're going to be out soon. And the other ones are all on Apple Podcasts. So you just search Running Up the Downstairs. You were the first one. Got a couple of really cool other people out there. So
awesome. Well, I can't wait to see those and hear those. I guess you won't be seeing them, but we can see the thing we click to make the sound happen. Anyways, I'm doing pretty good here. Oh my God, I can't speak English. No, but one of the things I've been doing is growing my hair. I'm trying to get it back to this level.
Nice.
Just because, you know, you never know when you're going to want to do a nice little updo. That was a pretty good time.
Is that your hair?
That was my hair. Yeah, I got it done for one of my Dan Gallia Awards shows.
Oh, yeah, it was epic.
You know, you do that, and then you go into the street and realize you forget that everyone's going to be making fun of you once you go outside. But anyways, no, it was really great checking in with you guys. There's somebody else I want to check in with, and that's Anessa, who will be checking in with Chet. Let's go over to Anessa and see what's going on. Anessa?
Hey, hi everyone. How's it going? Oh boy. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of checking in lately, but there's one person in particular that I've been checking in daily with, and that is Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks's son. You know, here's the thing. A lot of you probably wondering, how did this happen? Well, we all remember that Tom Hanks was sort of the first celebrity we heard about getting the virus, right? And so, oh, can you hear my Facebook tings when they pop up? You can? Okay. You know what? Guess what? I don't know how to stop them. Oh, I guess I could just close it. I'll close it. I don't want you to hear those tings. I don't want you to hear them. Wait, where do we go? Oh boy, there we are. Oh no, what do we do? I lost you. Where did you go? There we go. Oh boy.
You know, Nessa, we can still see you and hear you, so you can just
You
do
can?
whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay, great. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Here we go. So I started checking in with Chet Hanks to try to get updates on Tom Hanks because he was doing live updates, and that's kind of what you were seeing on TMZ. Now, Chet Hanks, if you recall, he gets a lot of attention because he's kind of the bad boy of the Hanks clan. He's definitely no Colin. And recently at the Golden Globes, he did a bit of Jamaican patois on the red carpet, which was very shocking to American, maybe less so for Torontonians. I think we've seen a bit of patois here and there, but you know, he certainly is the son of Tom Hanks, and he's certainly not Jamaican, despite the tiny Jamaican flag next to his name on Instagram. So some controversy about him doing the patois. That's how he kind of started to kind of get famous again, got a lot of tattoos. So I just started checking in with him to kind of get those updates. And then I found that I really enjoyed checking in with him. So I've been checking in with him daily. I started checking in with Chet Hanks to try to get updates on Tom Hanks because he was doing live updates. And that's kind of what you were seeing on TMZ. He's shopping for the pandemic. Guess what? The other day he was playing Warzone, first person video game. And the big update is sometimes he's doing original music, and he's often rapping over top of other songs, very similar, kind of your vibe, Dan, and doing a bit of a rap rock vibe. And here's the hot news. He's been checking in with Chet Hanks to try to get updates on Tom. Chet has been checking in with Chet. He's shopping for the pandemic. Guess what? The other day he was playing Warzone. First person. Stop checking in. I just want to see what he's up to. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what's he up to now?
Okay, so we did have a 2-day hiatus, and the Chans, or the Chet fans, as we've now grown to call them, were kind of getting restless. So the last thing he was doing was he made a request for a graphic designer. So if you, we don't know what he's got cooking up. There's been some controversy. One day in his grocery cart, for example, we saw a bunch of blue Solo cups. Now, here's the thing. Now I'm starting to think that maybe that was to commemorate the death of Nipsey Hussle, which was the following day, as we know he's a big hip hop fan. Because why blue Solo cups over red Solo cups? Could just be that they were out. The other thing is, should you be doing Solo cups? Doesn't that feel like you're throwing a party? But then some other chants were speculating that maybe his dishwasher is broken. Either way, bit of controversy. Are you going to throw a party? Is it good for the environment? We don't really know. So some controversy around that. A lot of us were hoping that he was working on some kind of big project. But in fact, it looks like he just got lost in the sauce in terms of first-person video shooter games, which we're also proud to do. So, you know, sometimes you think it's something special, but in fact, somebody just doing a bit of the other thing. The biggest controversy, though, altogether was, and this was a bit of a scandal. So he's got a bunch of tattoos, and he's got your classic triangle with the eyeball in it, which, of course, you know, is a bit of an Illuminati symbol. So there's all kinds of rumors going around on the internet that like Tom Hanks is in the Illuminati and that he's the Corona King and he doesn't really have coronavirus and stuff like that.
The Corona King.
The Corona King. I mean, everything's a king now. So the controversy was that, okay, well, actually, so Chet does this video about where he's being like, oh yeah, for sure, we're in the Illuminati. I gotta go get to a human sacrifice right now, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, kind of pretending like he's in the Illuminati. And then as it turns out, really have coronavirus fans definitely taking that video seriously. So then there was a follow-up video where he was quite everything's a king now. Well, I guess nobody thought that last video was a joke. The controversy was that my family's not in the Illuminati, and please stop saying it because it's really hurtful, and I'm actually quite religious. And in fact, he has been sober and quite religious for some time. His favorite book, the most important book he ever read, is this book called Mustard Seed, which is the teachings of Jesus written by Osho, which is the guy from Wild Wild Country. So his most spiritual book is his favorite book is the book about Osho, or the book that Osho wrote about Jesus. So a couple steps removed there. And my last controversy was the other day, somebody claimed to have delivered on my Twitter 2 tigers, baby tigers to Chet, which you also know is controversial because of, Tiger King. And no evidence to corroborate this. The Twitter profile was a bit suspect. This guy named Buff the Stuff, but he has posted 2 Tiger King memes. One about where it was like, oh, 2020 is going to be my year. But then, of course, it's a picture of Joe Exotic being like, yeah, fucking right. And then the other one, which was another meme that was going around where it was Drake's kid, but with Joe Exotic instead of Drake, implying that Joe Exotic is the father of Drake's child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
those have been, that's a lot. That's a lot to get up to in the 10 days that I've been checking in with Chet.
Well, thanks so much for updating us, and I hope you come back and give us another update on Chet.
And
sure.
if you want to catch up, all 10 episodes are on my Instagram, so you can go ahead just so that you feel like you're up to speed on what. And this is all for people who don't necessarily have the time to go directly to his Instagram, who need a middleman like me to check in with Chet on their behalf, and then they can decide, oh wow, do I need to go check in with Chet myself, or is this intermediate check-in enough for me?
Yeah, because those are really funny. Those videos you're posting are pretty great.
Well, it's just, in this sort of Facebook time, in this sort of internet time, as we're in quarantine, people got to do a lot of check-ins. There are a lot of check-ins and we don't have time to do them all. So I'm more than happy. I got Chet Hanks covered. Nobody has to worry about Chet Hanks. I have got Chet Hanks covered.
But I just love the way you've become like a super genius in your isolation, because there's nothing around anymore. It's like you're focused, like laser focused. You've learned how to edit these videos, and it's pretty amazing.
Thank you so much, Dan. I'm also stone cold sober and eating half a raw onion every day. So those are the tricks of my success.
Okay, I'm not sure about the onion, but thanks for being on the show, Vanessa. Thank you so much. We're gonna say bye to Vanessa, everybody. Yeah. All right. Honestly, gotta love Vanessa. Checking in with Chet. Please watch her videos. They're so funny. She's also in an Avicii video if you ever want to check that out. Some people love that. I know I'm one of those people. So one of the things about this virus and one of the things about this isolation is that we can't do anything, right? And like we're all missing our own things. Like I miss my basketball, and people are like, dude, there's like worse things out there to be worried about. And it's like, totally, you're right. But basketball was the thing that I used to distract myself. So it's like, it was the one thing. It's just like, it took up 3 hours and I didn't have to think about stuff for 3 hours, and I just missed that. And I really can't wait for that to come back. So while we're here in isolation, I wanted to present to you guys a video we shot last year for the DG special, where Garrett Jameson went to the Rogers Center and he wanted to know a little bit about baseball. So let's check that out.
Hi, I'm Garrett Jameson. I'm here with the DG Special. We're at the Rogers Center, formerly Sky Dome, and we're going to ask people about the what's its, the who's its, and the gots its. Hi, I'm Garrett Jameson, and I'm talking to
Craig.
Are you one of the players?
No. Unfortunately, that dream was shattered when I was very young.
Check that out. Some
Where
people
did you play?
love that. I know I'm one of those
played
people.
third base and I played a little.
So one of the things about
third base. You know where third base is. You're not eating a hot dog. Don't ever confuse your kaleidoscope with your pepper mill. Just Are you a big baseball fan?
No, not at all.
You have glasses under your glasses.
Yes, I do.
I don't have that. I just have.
You just have glasses on your face.
Right? They're just on my nose. Do you have any advice for the Jays?
hit some balls into the outfield.
That's the best. That's the best coaching advice you can hear all day. Boom! Wearing earplugs is one of the only times that you're responsible and irresponsible at the same time. I love wearing t-shirts because they got the tags on them. So if you wear them inside out and backwards, it's like you got a tiny little bib right here. And if you just wear them inside out, it's like you got a tiny little cape, so you're like kind of like a shitty superhero.
Yeah, that seems somewhat reasonable.
When someone drops the charges, that's a good thing. Unless you work on a submarine, and when someone drops the charges, oh man, boom! That's a nautical joke. Boom! I always think like baseball is much like porn, right? There's always the sexual innuendos, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Sliding into home, whatever you
drops
want to
the
call
charges, that's a good thing. Unless you work on a submarine, and when someone drops the charges, oh man.
I don't know. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, they don't care what a light bulb is because the good light is from within here. So it's really your heart. Let it in. Let Jesus into your heart, everybody. Getting laughs out of people. That's what I strive for every waking moment of my life. And do you like jokes?
Yes.
So smokers smoke cigarettes and non-smokers smoke bread. Right there. Thank you. That's all. Yeah, thank you. That's how it's done. I've been Garrett Jameson, live from the Rogers Center, formerly known as Sky Dome. Go Toronto Blue!
So that was a video we made last year. Garrett's so funny. He's gonna be on the show next week, and yeah, those are the days, right, when people are just walking around all nilly-dilly like. We're gonna keep the show moving. We're trying to keep this show short. It's so hard, but I'm gonna keep it going. We're gonna tune in right now to the live at the COVID-19 online comedy festival with Sean Collin. Everybody, give it up for Sean Collin at your homes.
Hi, I've got to start my video. Am I there?
There you go.
Am I muted?
No, you're good. You are on.
All right, good. How are you? Good to see you, Dan.
Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm fine. I really haven't seen anyone in a long time. And so you're looking at me, but you're digitally looking at me, so it's safe.
True. Are you good to do a set right now?
I could do a set if you want. Well, just the things that I've been doing while I've been in my COVID-19 online comedy fest, just to talk about stuff.
Well, thanks for blessing us with the set. I've been loving watching your Twitter feed, and just every day, it's you're my exact brand of humor. I love it. It just tickles me. So
only
here we go.
Millions of you. If there were millions of you, I'd be wealthy. Yeah,
make me disappear, Dan. Make me disappear.
It's been wonderful, this thing, this COVID-19, but there's troubles. My mother refuses to isolate because she's worried about her MMA career. She's 89 and she's incredibly violent. She likes to go out and fight people in the street, but before she goes and fights, she wraps herself in saran wrap so that she doesn't spray anything on them when she arm bars them or guillotines them. But she is incredibly fit. And I finally got her to stay away from people, but she still goes outdoors. She dresses as Spider-Man. She has a Spider-Man costume that she's knitted because she's very an avid knitter. And she's knitted the Spider-Man costume. She swings on ropes around to kids' houses and then clings to their windowsill and lays hundreds of chocolate eggs on their windowsill. And the kids just clamor for that, but they're not allowed to eat them because you can't touch anything that comes from my mother's egg sac. That is a no-no at this particular time. I've got my glasses on because my eyeballs don't work if I don't wear them. Well, I'm going to take them off for a minute. And my father, I miss him. At this time, he would have been great during these COVID times because he could while away the hours for you with his erotic dance. Oh my God, he was so gifted, incredibly erotic, like intensely erotic, but tasteful. And so the kids in the neighborhood would gather and he would sit out on the patio and spin for them and do his erotic dance. He would do a fireman and a cowboy kind of routine. He would also turn into a snake and slide up and down a pole using just his skin to cling to the brass pole. He was an incredibly gifted man. What else has been happening? I've been trying to eat right, but it's hard. I've been trying to go on a diet while I've been in here. I went on Weight Watchers, which is great because you get so many points every day, and all the foods are worth a certain amount of points. You get a finite amount of points worth of food you can eat. And I do okay, but what I like best about it is it's got a hotline you can call if you have questions about the foods. And what I'd like to do is to call them up once and go, hey, how much is a piece of pizza? How many points is that? And they say, oh, that's 8 points, sir. And I say, thank you. And I hang up. And I call back a little later and I say, hey, how much is a slice of chocolate cake? And they're like, oh, sir, you shouldn't be eating that. And I say, I know, but how much is it? You don't own me. And they say, well, that would be 20 points, sir. And then I'll call back and I say, hey, how many points in a human eye? And then they call the police and I'm sent to prison. But, you know, they haven't come around now. It's a great time. This is a great time, actually, to just go out on your deck or your front porch and just yell at people, you know, because if they're walking along, and as long as you keep 6 feet away from them and you just yell, hey, you piece of shit, why don't you go eat shit out of a bag with a spoon, you goddamn piece of shit? And they can't do anything because they can't get close to you because it's social distancing. So you can just be as big an asshole as you want to be. What else is happening? I went out into the park briefly. I wouldn't suggest it. It's very difficult out there to stay away from people. But I went out in the park and the animals, I loved the animals. I loved, there were squirrels out there. And by the end of about 15 minutes of coaxing, I finally got a squirrel to eat right out of my hand. It ate something right out of my hand. And that was weird because it was another squirrel. So I don't know if that was right, but that's life. I find that I went out to the grocery store and stood in line 3 feet, 6 feet away from where everybody else, and then got into the store, bought a bunch of wonderful, lovely vegetables, and then brought them home to rot because all I do is eat chocolate and just sit and watch television. It's a waste of time. Why buy any good food? You're just going to eat the crappy stuff anyway. The sad thing is I've given up drinking for the last, this is day 90, I think, that I've not been drinking. I'm trying to just stop altogether. I haven't really missed it. What I do is I kind of strangle myself, and then when I'm just about to pass out, I stand at the top of the stairs and then fall down them. Then I wake up and I feel like I've been at a party, a really good party where I got beaten up. That's pretty fun. How much more do you want me to do, Dan? Should I keep going?
Honestly, that was great.
Oh, good.
That was hilarious.
Well, I hope it was.
I got to decide. Maybe I shouldn't be muting my laughs. I mean, I'm muting myself so you're crisp, but I'm laughing over here, and that helps.
Well, you know, it's great. I love it's kind of like being in the Canadian industry, the Canadian entertainment industry, being completely alone without any feedback. It's amazing.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah,
it is pretty accurate.
But
you know, what's funny is I was going along and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I have no work and no money. And then I thought, oh, so no change, basically.
That's true.
That's not changed my life in any way.
Honestly, stress and stuff is bad, but my money situation got better. So
did it?
Yeah, just because when you're so honestly, stress and stuff is bad, but my money situation got better. You know what I mean? So I was paycheck to paycheck. Just because when you're so honestly, stress and stuff is bad, but my money situation got better. You know what I mean? So I was paycheck. Yeah, just because when you're so honestly, stress and stuff is bad, but my money situation got better. You know what I mean? So I was paycheck. Yeah, just because when you're so honestly, stress and stuff is bad, but my money
probably.
Yeah. So if you want to check out Sean Cullen, just hashtag COVID-19 online comedy festival. So if you want to check out Sean Cullen, the videos he's been making, and you're going to continue to do those?
Oh yes, I got I did 4 more today, and I'll have 4 more tomorrow. I do 4 a day as much as I can.
Well,
And,
I don't know how long we're going to do this for. I'm planning on doing it till we're allowed to go outside again. So if you'll come back, I'm sure we'll need you. And honestly, it's so great that you did this, because not everybody's in the mood to be funny right now. And having people like you that are able to do this right now for so many people is honestly, it's a gift. So thank you.
I have very few applicable skills to any situation. I am close to death and at all times. So I always have a sense of humor about it.
Amen.
I'm on the verge of dying most days.
People don't know this, but me and Sean actually drove out to Kingston because we were supposed to do a show together and it got canceled. So we drove all the way there. Show got canceled. He went home. I stayed at the hotel and they gave me a bunch of gift cards. I ate some food at a bunch of different restaurants and then felt weird and left.
Were they nice gift cards? Were they like what, $20 or something?
No, they were good. They're full meals. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I liked it. I drove 3.5 hours, got out of my car, went into the theater, did my sound check. They came in and said, it's canceled. You can go home now.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a great feeling. It was kind of like being in the Canadian entertainment industry.
All right. Sean, thank you so much for doing it. Have a good night and we'll see you soon. And make sure you check out Scott's stuff, Sean's stuff.
Check out Scott's stuff too. Don't be an asshole.
All right. Peace, buddy. All right. That was Sean Collin. Honestly, so thankful to have him. I love that guy. I grew up watching Wood, Cheese, and Children, and I must have watched it a million times, honestly. We're going to keep the show going. We actually were in the middle of a Dungeons and Dragons game before the feed started. If I get Josh and Dan back. Yeah, we kind of left our Dungeon Master in the lurch. He's just kind of waiting for us to finish the stream. So I thought maybe we'd take a couple turns right now with him. Let's get the Dungeon Master on here.
He's coming in now.
Oh, Dungeon Master. Where?
Hello.
Oh, hello. The disembodied
gentlemen.
Dungeon Master. There you are.
Hey, there you are.
Ah, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Good to see you once again.
Oh. What?
Okay, did you hear that? Did everything come in? Okay. Can you guys see me all right? And everything's all right?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
I guess we can.
All right, shall we pick up where we left off?
Thank you. Yes.
Great. All right. Now, remember, as we were going through this, just to remember our character names. Dan Tamesian. It was simple. We just named you Taz. Josh Finkelman. Very easy. We named you Fink. The Fink, as you remember.
I do remember.
And Dan Gallia, as you remember, you insisted on being called Queen Riffzilla.
Owie.
Okay, no, don't apologize. We've all had to live with it for a few months now. All right. Before we get started, sorry, let me just set the mood. As we always do, this is more for me than for you guys. It's a little incense.
Oh.
Okay. We pick up in the dark pool. From when you three left off. Remember, you tramped through the caverns of the Council of the Piss and Taz, you almost forced yourself upon that Goblin Queen. And Fink, you almost forced yourself upon Taz as well. But as you make your way through the dark pool, you see a cavern. The water is dark, revealing little of what might lie within. What do you do, gentlemen?
Whose turn is it?
Well, yeah, is it my turn or is it Dan's turn?
It's anyone's turn.
Pick up an egg.
You pick up an egg.
That's what I would do.
Okay, just a second. Okay, Dan, sorry, Queen Riffzilla, please, can you roll one of your, can you roll your 100-sided dice?
Yeah, one second.
And tell me what you land on?
Okay, I got 48.
Okay, hold on, guys. Just once. Okay, 48. 48, you said?
Yeah, I'm picking up an egg with 48.
Okay, you successfully pick up the egg. Okay, but you see that it is covered in poison.
Okay,
what do you do?
Pour some milk on it, right?
Okay, hold on, guys. Just once. But as you remember, okay, 48 you said is lactose intolerant.
Lactose-free milk.
So, Josh, can you roll a Constitution save, a Constitution saving throw? So just roll and tell me what number you get.
I got a 13.
Oh.
Is that? Oh.
Sorry. 13.
Yeah.
You got 13. Yeah. You know what? Actually, you have to roll again. You have to roll again because there's a tremor in the cave, and you have to roll again. Just roll again, Josh, please.
Okay. It's a 12.
Oh. It's better than the first time. Okay, so you pour milk over the egg. You pour milk over the egg, and the poison is washed off. And you continue through the dark pool. And just as you do, Taz, you trip over and find a treasure. A treasure. What do you do?
Come
on. Do something cool.
Can I open the box?
What?
Open the box?
You open the yes, you open the box. The box. Good. Okay, now Dan, if you can roll two 6-sided dice for me, yeah.
Okay, 2.
No, sorry, that's Dan Tamizian. Yeah, sorry.
You want me to add them? It's a 5.
Guys, I thought we were really concentrating on this game, guys.
Sorry, yeah.
I rolled a 5 and a 12.
Oh. Is everything okay?
Look, I don't think I can play with you guys anymore.
It's harder than Monopoly.
I was having fun.
Actually, no. Yes, no. You know what? A giant woman enters the cave. Okay, this is the giant woman you guys were told about. Remember in the children's hospital? No, sorry, that's Dan Tamizian. Dan Tamizian.
Okay,
so let's prepare. It's going to be a long fight, guys.
Yeah,
enters the cave.
We got to go move on with the show. So we will pick up where we left off.
What?
Okay, that could have gone on for a while. Yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons. Who would have thought? It's a longer game.
I remember.
Yeah, I've never played before.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I think we should let's just keep doing the show. How about that?
Sounds like
all right. Let's bring her out. She's been sitting there just waiting to go. Give it up, everybody, for Gloria. Gloria. Oh, Gloria.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was sitting here for so long. Who's this? This is one of my friends. This is one of my friends, Emma.
Oh my God.
Emma. Can you see Emma? Look how pretty Emma is. Look at her. Emma, stop. I'm talking. Emma has gout. And Emma's gout won't go away because she won't stop eating beef. Emma goes in the fridge at night when I'm not looking, and she opens beef, and then she gnaws on it because she loves the beef.